Hello my crafty friends, it's Pamela. Welcome back to my channel. I wanted to share with you my process of making journals. I've had quite a few requests from my subbies, my wonderful subbies, and about how I make a journal and put together a journal. So I love to do different types. My favorite journals are soft-sided or soft cover journals that are made with fabric reinforced with like heat and bond or interfacing or something like that. But I love to do all kinds. And I am actually doing a swap with another friend here on YouTube, and we are swapping farm journals. And so I am making at least 2, maybe 3 farm journals, and I thought I would start showing you what I do when I make a journal. So the first thing that I do is I collect things that I'm going to use in my journal. It's just easier than having to go and now I need this and look for it. I just go through my things, pull out what I need, and I have some of these little cheapy baskets from the Dollar Tree or Dollar Store, wherever you get them, and 2 for $1, right? So I just have these in a couple of different sizes, and I use these to gather all of my things. So I just set it to my desk, and as I go through things, I put it in there, and I start with the biggest one and go down to the little things. So I've got some papers that I have purchased that I've had for a while that I'm going to use in these journals, and I think most of them are double-sided, as you can see. I think I have like 2 of everything, or mostly 2 of everything. So here are my papers, cardstock papers, and then I do have some stickers that I will use. And then I have, oh, here's the other sticker. It's kind of been used, some of it, but there's still some left. And then I have these Doodlebug Design. I love their papers. I love all their stuff, but I have Doodlebug Design papers, and these are the colors basically that obviously that I'm going to be using in the journal. And they are again double-sided. So that's one side and that's the other. So those are my paper selections for just pages and cards and journaling cards and whatnot. So next I go through my stickers. I still use stickers. I have a lot of stickers, but I haven't used a lot of them lately, but I went through them again and I found some that will be perfect for putting in farm journals. So I've got quite a few. Obviously I'm not going to be using all of them, but there's enough to choose from. So there, and this one. So that is that. Let me move this over because it's getting a little bit crowded. Let me put something down. And then I go through maybe printouts and things that I have that I like. I love farm, you know, little house mouse. So I have a few of those. Paper bags, I need to add a couple more to that as well. Then I get out my regular papers that are colored, and I fold those to the size and cut them to the size that I think, you know, I'm going to need. So there's a few of those. Then I go through my list. I always make a little list. I can't find it now. I think it's buried in all of this stuff, but I always make a list of things that I think I might want to put in the specific journal that I'm making according to that theme. And it really helps me because then, you know, I can have a day or two when I think about it and I can add to it and pull those items out as well. And if I come across something that's not on the list, I add it to it, and then I save that list because you can reuse obviously the same list if you're making the same types of journals. But then I'll go through my stash of pre-made like envelopes, cards, journaling cards, tags, envelopes, and that kind of thing. And so I have grabbed a few book page pockets that I've made and embellished already with house mouse and, you know, a little kid and a dog, farm type things. And a lot of times I will make and embellish things, and other times I will just make the items and leave them plain so that I can fit them to the specific journal. But that's not always necessary, right? Then I will go through and let's see, what else do I have? Oh, some more tags. So that might work in the journal. And again, it's just depends on when I get there, what it's gonna look like and if I wanna use it. But I have some stamped. I have a lot of stamps. Anybody let me know if you want some stamps. I have thousands of really old stamps and I'm never gonna use them all. But I made a couple of journaling cards and made those. And then some tags that are, the pages are really nice. They come from floral books that I have deconstructed. Again, journaling cards. And this one's made with a playing card and I just put a little spot to write on. And of course I'm gonna add as I go. There's going to be lots of other things that will be added, but I'm just pulling out things that I know will work. And I go from there. Then, let's see, stuff's kind of mixed up a little bit because I have a few things that I've already put together for one of the journals. So let me just grab this really quick. I have some hand-dyed papers. I have some, this is wrapping paper, but it's got vegetables on it. So I'm crinkled it up, ironed it out, and I'm going to use that. Then I take images from books, and this is from a children's book, and I will cut the pages and fold them, so this will be a pocket and I'll probably sew around it and that will become a pocket and I can put holes in it. These journals are going to be binder journals, so I'll have to punch holes in things, but I'll go through children's books, farm books, folk art books, mushrooms, you know, just anything that you might see on a farm. Then I have also Charles Wysocki books, and again I will go through and pull out pages for that and fold them. This will be a fold out, and so that'll be a pocket. So I will fold them and cut them according to size. If I know the size of the book that I'm going to be using. So these pages in specific are going in one journal that is a little bit different in size than the others. But then I'll go through my floral books. So I've pulled out some pages that I might use there. There's another, these are the cutoffs from the Charles Wysocki, but they're fabulous, so you can make tags out of those. So when you cut your books down, remember, you can use the little cutoffs for other things. Here's another children's book page, and another one that's going to have a pocket in it. And these are images from a School Days magazine, or sorry, School Days book, I believe. I can't remember for sure, but very vintage farm pictures. No, sorry, they are from a farm book that I got. Very, very vintage farm book. So I cut some pages out of that book, and these will be journaling cards. Love the pigs and the old barn. So, and then just some scrapbooking papers that are lighter in weight. So I've got a lot of papers, and again, like I said, not everything will necessarily go in because, you know, I have to get there and start putting it together and see how I like it. I have some vintage children's songbooks, and on the side of every page is a vintage image. And when I use the book pages, because they are big, this is even cut down, it's, you know, another few inches taller. I save these because they make great tags or belly bands, yeah, or just on the edge of a page as decoration. So let's see, what else do I have here? Oh, I also have some pattern paper that I'm going to use. I'll probably make some ruffles or something. So when I get to that point, we'll talk about that and I'll show you how I do that. Then the next thing that I get out and look at are, again, oh, here's another stack of pages from the an old time book, and it talks all about farmers and farming, and so just the images are fabulous. So I have not cut these down or folded them yet, I'm not sure, but there's a stack of those. So I've got a lot of papers already that I'm going to be using, and tags and that kind of thing. And then I pre-make a lot of times these little booklets just that are with scrap papers, leftover pieces. So I'll make them ahead of time. And again, sometimes I decorate them, sometimes I don't. But this one was made and it's going to be perfect, and I put a pocket on the front with a tag that I'll probably decorate. So this one's pretty much done, but not completely. So I have a couple of these that will go in somewhere in the journal. Then I have my next little bin that I put in things that are a little bit smaller, similar items, but smaller. These are vintage paper coasters, and I love them. I have some vintage bingo cards that I will put in. Then I go through my cards and postcards and pull out things that I think will work there. That's one with a bird's nest. There's some with bunnies. There's a horse, obviously, you can see that. I'll pull out envelopes. Both of these are envelopes and papers. Then I'll pull out little things that I have that might work, like these little, they're not chipboard, they're a little heavier than cardstock, but canning jars, little pockets, time cards. They're green, but you know, farming, green. Green's my favorite color. It's got to put green in, right? Library pockets. Then I have some vellum envelopes. Here's another paper bag. I have some of these CD holders. There's some more bingo cards. I have a lot of bingo cards. If you're interested in buying any, let me know. I can hook you up. I don't have them in my shop, but I can put them in, or you can just message me about it or make a comment in the description box or in the comment section. Then I've got guest checks that I have tea or coffee dyed. These are some vintage cribbage cards, and the little pieces came off the front, so I'll have to decorate those up. But then coin envelopes, memory decks cards, some other cards, more little library pockets in the same type of colors, little tiny place cards. I have a bunch of those. Then these are tags from Seven Gypsies, but I love them because they're sturdy. They've got this rivet, and I love the tag on the tag, so I will alter those and use those. And I have some of these little plastic envelopes that are obviously clear, and I'll put little things in those. There's another library pocket. Here are some Rolodex cards that I have coffee dyed. Those are great. Here's some more time cards, little mini folders. I have some music cards. These are vintage Lee Roberts music publication. I don't know, they're from like 1950s, I think. Things to do. Here's some more guest checks. There's some library cards. Here are some Dewey Decimal System cards from the library. Some vintage receipts. Here, another type of music card. More library pockets. Recipe cards. Here are some vintage note cards. You remember when you can just fold them up and put a stamp on and address it? So I've got some of those. Then a few more cards that I thought would work as well for journaling spaces, and they are all blank inside, so that's perfect. And they're envelopes. Then I've got some doilies here that will be used. So there's that stack of stuff, and I know it's a lot. It seems like a lot, but I have gathered enough stuff for at least 3 journals. So we will be making at least 3. If you want to gather some of your things together and work along with me, that would be fabulous. I also have a bunch of vintage recipe cards that I will put in the journals. They're always great, and I will probably decorate them up a little bit, you know, put a ruffle on it or tabs or something. I don't know. There's quite a few. Then I have a little tiny bin where I put things like tickets or little bits and pieces of things. These are from a map, but I'll probably make little journaling cards or tags with them. I just love the green. It's a bright green, and I love that. Then I have some leather daisies. I always think of flowers and daisies, especially from farm days, right? Oh, here's some more of these. I was looking for those. Then I have vintage bingo playing pieces that I will either use as as a tuck spot, or I might put some back to back and make charms and make them into dangles. Then I have, oh, I had more yo-yos. I don't know where the rest of them went, but I've got a couple of yo-yos and more pieces for bingo. Then I have these really kind of crazy, unusual pieces. These are from a puzzle, and it's all crazy pieces, and it's old. It's from early 1950s. And I'm not going to do the puzzle, but I love the pieces. Look at that, a farmer sleeping. So I just put a rivet in it and a little bulb pin, and so they will hang off of a page or something. So I have those. Little things I put in a little, obviously in a little bin. And then I also gather ribbons and trims and things that I'm going to use. So I've got some different things that will be used on the pages, maybe on the outside, I don't know, and I probably will gather a few more things, but I've got seam binding and grosgrain ribbon and rickrack, different sizes and colors. So I know that seems like a lot of stuff, guys, doesn't it? But again, I'm making at least 3 journals, maybe 4, and so that's why I have so much stuff. If you're making just one, you probably could put it all in one little bin and you'd have everything to go, ready to go. Or break it up into little ones, and then you have more room to kind of look around and see where your things are. But this is working for me right now, so that's what I'm going with. And I have a little bin of fabrics that I will use in the journal as well, maybe making pockets or ruffles. So I just gathered a collection of colors that I liked that go with the theme. So here's kind of an overview of everything I have ready for the journals. I kind of stacked everything here. I did cut the papers, but they're not completely ready yet, and we will do that in the next video, but I wanted you to see kind of everything together before we start. All right, let's get going. So if you're interested in joining me and following along and learning how I make these binder journals, join on in, grab your stuff, and in the next video we will be putting some things together and getting started on doing that. So I just wanted to share with you the first step in my process of making journals, and I do this no matter what style of journal I'm doing. I go through my things depending on the theme and pull out what I'm going to use in that specific journal, and it just makes it easier for me. So I hope that was helpful. Let me know if it was or if it wasn't. Give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, share, and thank you so much. It means the world to me that so many of you just keep coming back and watching my videos even if you don't comment. I do love comments. I like to connect with the people that are watching my videos and getting ideas from them and suggestions and critique and even positive criticism. I'm not object to. I just love to create and I love to learn from everyone. There's so many creative people out there. and I'm always happy to learn from everyone. So that's my story. I'm sticking with it. Have a fabulous, fabulous day. Be kind. Find joy in life. Laugh. It's good therapy. And God bless you all. Keep safe and keep the faith. And I will talk to you all soon, okay? Bye-bye.